please? Welcome back to my channel, guys. I wanted to tell you guys, while my car is warming up, about this story. So I had a stalker, and turns out I still have a stalker. So I'm just gonna tell you guys about my experience with having a stalker and being a Hooters girl. So it all started when I was 17 years old. I thought I was a bad. I started hanging out with drug dealers. I just thought I was the stuff, okay? I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. I had never went out before. I've never done anything before. I had just got broken up with. I decided to just be bad. So, in my journey of being bad, I ran into a 22-year-old at that time, and we'll just call him Derek. That's not his name at all, but yeah, so Derek was cool because he was older, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna date an older guy. He hopped in my DMs, and I responded, and we hung out. The first place he took me was to a hotel room. We were on our way there, and he was like, yeah, I just need to stop here and get some things, and then we can go out. I was like, okay, cool. So we go into his little hotel room. He started to touch my thigh, and I was like, I'm so passive aggressive. I'm not confrontational at all. I really didn't know what to say or what to do. I was just put on the spot. So I just started giggling out of nervousness, and I moved his hand away. But he kept on and kept on, and he eventually started kissing on my neck, and I was like, okay, I really don't want to do this. I'm only 17 years old. I'm not losing my virginity to you. I was getting really, really scared, you guys. I thought I was going to get raped and killed. This was a serious situation, all jokes aside. I pretended that my mom was texting me and that she wanted me to come home. And he believed me. But at first he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes, she is really crazy and she wants me to come home right now. So he was like, okay. My heart completely dropped, you guys. I really thought I was going to be raped and kidnapped and killed. I thought the worst case scenario, just because of how I was feeling in that moment. He said we were going out, but we ended up going to his apartment. Can you stop? You're in my video now.
What the fuck was the video?
I do.
I want a Reese's.
So, okay, what are you going to do about that?
Let you know, dude.
Okay, so where are you going? Okay, anyway. So I'm watching my video, and I just realized that I said apartment, but I really meant hotel. We never went to an apartment. This dude was broke, okay? And that was all too weird for me, and I felt in that moment, wow, I've made a huge mistake. So he took me back home, and I just realized that I didn't like him. He was very controlling, too persistent, just too bossy and annoying, just a lot of qualities in a guy that I was not looking for at the time. Plus he was older, so there was really no point in me dating him. And I kind of realized that. I was I really need to step in my own lane and date people my own age. And I texted him and I told him, look, I'm not interested. I didn't say it in a mean way. I was very nice about it. And I just was like, hey, this ain't gonna work. So he texted me maybe a few days later, and he's like, I'm so sorry. I really want to make it up to you. He drives by my house while I'm there. He doesn't know I'm home, but he drives by, gives me a card, brings me some grapes because, I don't know, that was my favorite fruit, which, if you do these things for your girlfriend, that's fine, that's cute and all. I don't personally find it flattering. I think that it's very sadistic and ugly. Maybe another day goes by, he finds out my mom's work phone number. He did know where she worked, but he went online and looked up the phone number. So if that doesn't tell you how persistent and crazy he was, there you go. He called my mom while she was at work and told her, oh my gosh, I really, really like your daughter. I don't know why she doesn't want to be with me. My mom calls me, bro, because she's pissed. She's like, why is he calling me? What's happening? My heart dropped. I was like, oh my gosh, I have a stalker. At age 17, I'm being stalked by a 22-year-old guy. I tell him to leave me alone. We go back and forth about it. He doesn't want to leave me alone. He keeps on messaging me on Instagram because I blocked his phone number. I ended up blocking him on Instagram. His cousin DMs me on Instagram saying, oh, my cousin really likes you. He wants to talk to you. I end up blocking her. And then he keeps on making fake profiles. Like, it's a whole big thing. Then, this is the best part. 4 years go by. I get a job at Toots. Well, what do you know? He's sitting at the bar. I had a panic attack at work. I was telling everybody the story. My heart dropped. And that moment is when I realized that situation really impacted my life. It really impacted me as a person. I'm very afraid of this guy. It shocked me because I thought, oh, like that was so far back in my mind. Like, that happened 4 years prior. So I see him, I'm 21, mind you, working at Toots. This was not that long ago. And I see him at the bar. And at first glance, I'm like, no, there's no way that could be him. And then I'm like, I'm an idiot. I posted where I worked on my Instagram, just like I do now, okay, guys? It's just for money purposes. I like to have fun. I like to talk to people. So I do promote myself where I work at that time, especially if it's a serving job. Why not? So I ended up getting fired at Toots. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and watch it. I'll leave the links down below and whatever. So I got this job at Hooters that I work at right now. And, you know, I always post on my Instagram about, come see me at Hooters. But there was only a few, maybe not even a few, a couple times that I posted my location, like which Hooters specifically I work at, okay? Mind you, I blocked him. I blocked his phone number. I blocked his Instagrams, his cousin's Instagram, all that good stuff. Today, this nigga is at the bar. At this point, I'm angry. My heart dropped for a few seconds, and then I got mad. At this point, I am angry, and I just want it to stop. I don't understand. I'm very confused. I was 17 years old. I'm 21 now. Like, let it go, guy, you know. So I'm venting to a girl at work just today, telling her about all this stuff that happened, telling her about him messaging me on Instagram, his cousin messaging me. You know, he tried to text me again after I had told him no, and he called me a bitch, all this crazy stuff. And she looked at me and she was like, that guy at the bar? And I said, yeah, that guy right there. She said, oh no, he's a stalker. I was like, yeah, I know, like, what are you trying to say? And she was like, no, he tried to stalk me too. When I tell you guys, my heart dropped again. Y'all, like, what is it with this guy? She told me all the stuff that he did to her, the texting, the constant, just everything. And she said he's very sneaky now. He's a little bit better at manipulating people, and that's why he goes for younger girls, because the older women can catch up on their bullshit. They know what they're on, they know what they're about, and it's bull. So he came in Hooters around 2 p.m. He didn't leave until about 7:30, okay? And that's a long time. He didn't eat. All he did was drink. He had a few drinks. He came in by himself. He was quiet for a good 3 hours. And then he started making friends just so he could stay longer. He started to, like, look at me. He had a smirk on his face like he knew what he was doing. And every time I walked by, he had a little snug smirk on his face. And I just wanted to slap it off of him. So he starts talking to people, making friends. And, sorry, excuse me. The last couple of hours he was in the restaurant, he had his friends looking at me and this girl, and he would just, like, look at his friends, and they would be talking, and then while he was talking to them, his friends were looking at us. And usually that means that he's talking about us, or, like, anybody. You guys have been in this situation before, you know, you're talking with your friends, you're like, don't all look at the same time, but look over there, and then your friends both look at the same time like dumb. That's what was happening. I'm sorry, I'm literally about to cry. Like, I'm about to get emotional because I just don't understand it with all of the sex trafficking that's happening now, and just all of the disgusting things. I've been abused as a child. I've had other family members, close family members, being abused as children. I'm not gonna cry. But when you're chasing young women and you're making it a point to make it known that you're there, it's disgusting. And I just really want it to stop. You know, at this point, I am upset because I didn't do anything to deserve this. I didn't do anything to lead you on. I told you to leave me alone 4 years ago, and you're figuring out every place that I'm working. And at that point, when he came to Toots, I was like, oh my god, like, I felt like I was J-Lo from Enough, minus the relationship part, but like, I need to get a new job, I need to change my hair color, like, I need to move. That's how I felt. And now he knows where I work again, and I don't have a gun, I don't have pepper spray, I don't have anything, you guys. I have my hands, and I'm a young female. I could easily be taken advantage of, I could easily be kidnapped, I could easily be raped, and it's scary. I was thinking about confronting him, but I don't know if that'll make things worse. Now, moving forward in the future, I'm afraid that he's going to come back in here and continue to make me feel terrible in my own workplace, where I usually come in super happy. It's still my place. It's still a place where I should come and be able to feel safe. And today I didn't feel safe, and I didn't want to tell a manager because it happened so long ago. Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm going to cry. It just gives me a weird feeling, you guys, and I don't want to like over exaggerate and say, oh my god, sex trafficking, like I'm getting sex trafficked, when I'm not. But it's just really scary. And I feel like sometimes this job, like, it can be really hard to work here, and I chose it, I really did, but people don't understand, like, being a single mom, like, trying to go back to school, trying to move out, it's easy, fast money, and it is really good money if you're single and need fast money. It's easy, and you get your money every day you work. There's never a day where you're going to starve, there's never a day when your child will need something, because you'll always have it, and that's what I am using to get me through this. If he shows up again, I might have to tell a manager because I just can't do it. Update, you guys. Update on the stalker situation. He came back into my job again today. What the heck? I turn around and I see him, and the manager is seating him, and I'm just like, please God, do not be in my section. He ended up being in like another girl's section, but it was in an area that I had to cross over to do several different things, such as get drinks and all of that. So I just told the bar girl, hey, can you sit my drinks on this side of the bar instead of the other side, because of that guy. She did it, obviously. It's just extremely creepy. I still don't get it. I think that he has mental issues, and I'm not really sure what to do about this situation, you guys. If it continues to happen, I really think that I'm just going to tell a manager, but no matter where I go, I think that he is going to follow me, and it's kind of creeping me out now. Like, I don't know if I should be keeping a log of this. Obviously, I'm recording it, so like I have some type of evidence, but I don't know, like if it happens again, should I record him? I don't know. Like, we tried to find or see if we could find his car, because my friend that he also stalked, she said she knew his car, but we couldn't find it, and I was going to take a picture of his license plate, but that didn't work. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think I should do. If he does come into my work again while I'm working, you guys, I'm really contemplating just recording, like, without him knowing somehow, like maybe cutting like a hole out of my little notepad and putting my phone in it, so like I can just hold it up and record him, something, because I just don't know. I don't know his last name. I only know his first name, so that doesn't help me at all. I don't know what to do, you guys.